All right, everyone, get ready for another deep dive. This time, it's all about hypno-vibes and channeling. We're going to be looking at one of Naomi's sessions from her YouTube channel, and let me tell you, it's a weird one.
Definitely a head scratcher.
So, for anyone who hasn't gone down the hypno-channeling rabbit hole, what we're talking about is basically using hypnosis to connect to a higher consciousness. Right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
It's like using hypnosis to tap into this well of, universal knowledge through a channeler.
Like a cosmic phone line.
Aha, exactly.
So in this session, Naomi is the hypnotist, and Jessica is the channeler, the one being hypnotized.
Right. And the entity that Jessica channels describes itself as having a big forehead, which is kind of funny, but also creepy when you hear what it has to say.
Yeah, that's where things get really interesting for me. This big forehead entity claims to have orchestrated this whole encounter between Naomi, a potential client named Joshua.
And this encounter is like straight out of the Twilight Zone, because the entity kind of hints that Joshua might not even be a real person.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like an illusion.
That's what they're implying. They even go so far as to compare Joshua to an NPC without programming, which is just wild.
Hold on, like those non-player characters in video games.
Exactly. Basically saying he's not a fully formed being, just kind of going through the motions.
Okay, so Naomi talked to this guy, Joshua. They probably even, I don't know, shook hands.
Right, the whole 9 yards.
And this entity is saying that the whole time, Joshua was basically an illusion they cooked up. It was insane.
That's the claim, yeah. And it really makes you question what is real, like if an experience can feel so tangible but actually be manipulated or even completely fabricated, then what does that say about our everyday reality?
Exactly. It's like, whoa, how much of what I experience is actually genuine?
Right. And get this, the entity's reason for creating this whole illusion, for messing with Naomi's reality.
Okay, lay it on me.
They were bored.
Bored. So they're like messing with people's lives because they're bored.
That's what they're saying. They wanted to see how Naomi would react to this weird situation they created. It's almost like we're all just characters in their cosmic play, and they're watching to see how it all unfolds.
Okay, that's creepy. So they're watching us for their entertainment. That's a bit unsettling. I don't know about you, but I'm not really into being someone else's reality show. And if they can create a whole person like Joshua, what else are they capable of? That's what's freaking me out a little bit.
Totally. It makes you wonder about the limits of their power, for sure. The entity does mention that they can create many things and put them in front of people. So yeah, there's definitely something to be concerned about there.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to unpack all of this and more. So stick with us.
So we're talking about this entity, right? And they mentioned Naomi's discernment. The way they bring it up, though, it's almost like they're poking fun at her.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's like they're saying, come on, Naomi, you should be able to see through this charade by now. Like a test or something.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They claim that this whole illusion, the encounter with Joshua, it's all happening with the permission of her spirit team. Like her higher self is in on it.
Wait, so there's like a whole spiritual committee giving the thumbs up to these weird events? Like, why not just tell her straight up about this whole discernment thing? What's with the cosmic runaround?
It does seem kind of convoluted, doesn't it? But maybe there's something to this whole learning by doing thing. Like maybe actually going through these crazy situations, even if they're staged, it helps her develop that discernment better.
I get that. Like, it's one thing to read about it, but another to be right in the thick of it. Maybe her spirit team figured, hey, she needs a more hands-on, even if it's bizarre, approach.
Makes you wonder, though, why this specific scenario? Why create this whole Joshua illusion and backstory? What's so special about this experience for Naomi?
Good point. Maybe it's not just about discernment. Maybe it's about getting her to really confront what's real and what's not. If she can be tricked by someone like Joshua, what else is she misinterpreting? Like, it's got to be shaking her whole understanding of things, making her reevaluate everything.
That's a really interesting take on it. And it goes back to what the entity said about humans making dumb choices and how that's entertaining to them. Maybe part of this lesson is about helping Naomi, and by extension, all of us, to be more mindful about our choices and what influences them.
Right. So it's not just about seeing through illusions. It's about recognizing how we can be manipulated, even by ourselves. Like looking at our own behavior and asking, why am I doing this? Who's calling the shots here?
And maybe, just maybe, that whole process of self-discovery, of questioning our own motives, that's what these higher beings find so entertaining. Like, let's see how they react when we shake things up, when we mess with their reality. Do they rise to the occasion or just fall back into old habits?
Yeah. So it's like this test of how we're evolving, both as individuals and as a species. Can we learn from our mistakes? Break free from those limiting beliefs? Can we step into a more conscious, empowered way of being?
Heavy stuff. These channeling sessions, as weird as they are, offer some pretty wild insights into consciousness and the forces that might be shaping our reality.
For sure. And even if we don't have all the answers, just asking the questions can be transformative. It can get you on this whole journey of self-discovery, of figuring out who you are and what you're doing here.
And that's the beauty of deep dives like this. They push us to look beyond what we think we know, to question everything and embrace the mystery.
Speaking of mystery, there's one more thing from this session I can't get out of my head. Remember Joshua mentioning a hybrid being he saw at the train station? The entity just brushes it off like it's no big deal, but it makes you think, what else is out there that we're just not seeing?
Totally. We got these beings manipulating things, creating illusions, watching us for kicks. Then we hear about these hybrids, another layer of reality that they know about but don't seem too interested in. It's like, what else is going on that we're completely clueless about? What other beings or forces are messing with our reality?
It's like getting a glimpse behind the curtain and seeing this massive, mind-blowing tapestry of consciousness and energy and stuff we can't even fathom.
And maybe that's the biggest takeaway here. We're part of something much bigger than ourselves, this whole interconnected cosmic web that goes way beyond what we can perceive.
Humbling and kind of exhilarating, right? Knowing there's so much more out there to discover and experience. This session with the big forehead entity, it definitely left me with more questions than answers. But it's lit this fire of curiosity about consciousness and all the possibilities.
It really does feel like that, doesn't it? Like we're on some cosmic movie set and we can't figure out if we're the audience or the actors. But, that hybrid being, the one Joshua saw, the entity just brushed it off like, meh, not that interesting. Like they had this ranking system for what or who they find entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of reminded me of when Naomi was talking about attracting all these strange people. I mean, I get it, especially after this whole Joshua thing. But the entity's response was kind of harsh.
Totally. Like they were scolding her a little bit for not having stronger discernment. Come on, Naomi, you should know better by now kind of vibe.
It does feel like they're testing her, doesn't it? Pushing her buttons a bit. But if that's the case, what's the lesson here? What are they trying to teach her? Or us, for that matter, by putting her through all these weird experiences? Well, maybe it goes back to what we were saying about them being entertained by us. Maybe they get a kick out of watching us wrestle with these big questions, seeing how we handle all this weirdness.
That's kind of a dark thought, though, right? If they're messing with us for their own amusement, does that mean we have less free will than we think? Are we just pawns in their cosmic game?
I see what you mean. But you know what? I keep thinking about the entity saying that all this is happening with the permission of her spirit team and higher self. If that's true, then maybe there's something more to it, something we're just not seeing yet.
Maybe. Perhaps these experiences, as crazy as they seem, are actually part of some bigger plan. Pushing us to our limits, shaking things up, and ultimately helping us evolve into something more.
Right, like some sort of cosmic boot camp for the soul, helping us face our fears, trust our intuition, become more powerful versions of ourselves.
And maybe, just maybe, that's what they find so fascinating. Not our suffering, but our potential, our ability to overcome challenges and become who we're meant to be.
Like a cosmic gardener, watching their garden grow, seeing how we bloom and blossom. It's kind of beautiful when you think about it like that, even if it's wrapped up in all this weirdness.
No doubt. It definitely challenges our whole understanding of reality, and I think that's a good thing. It forces us to question, to explore different perspectives, to be open to the possibility that there's way more to life than we realize.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This deep dive into hypno vibes has been one wild ride. It's got me thinking about consciousness and reality in a whole new way. So much to ponder and explore.
Definitely. If anyone out there is as fascinated by all this as we are, I highly recommend checking out Naomi's YouTube channel, Hypno Vibes, and her book, The Next Level You. It's a really cool exploration of channeling, higher consciousness, and all the mysteries of the human mind.
And remember, folks, this is just the beginning of the conversation. There's so much more to discover out there, so keep an open mind, stay curious, and never stop searching for your own truth.
So now, I'd like to invite this entity. Seems you have a big red head and also a big forehead. And I think you have something to do with this person, Joshua, and you send him to my place to see how I will deal with him. And so now I'd like to invite you to this body, and so I can find out more. 1, you're coming through this body. 2, almost here. And 3. Hello. Very good. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, what is it that you want to know?
Everything. So why you sent this person to my place?
Wanted to see how you would react.
Okay. And how did I do?
What do you want to hear?
I want to know if I did everything from
There's
my heart.
no wrong answer. We just want to see how you would react.
And so I heard from Jessica's heart self that because you might want to work with me. So where are you from? What do you like to do?
From an orange planet.
Oh. And how do you know me? You will say, I know your work.
I don't know you. Yes, I know your work.
Right. I already know the answer. I will do things only from how I truly feel. And with this Yashua,
Yes.
I don't know if he's a real star seed, but I learned that he's very manipulative.
His session was manipulated by some forces.
Wow. And how can that happen? They can just come.
We just wanted to see if he said what he said and how you would react to that.
So that Krish Takov does not exist?
No, that was a different energy.
Wow. And I'm learning that this is something new. So they are manipulating the energy and to make him talk that way?
He's not really a real person.
Who? Yashua?
Yes.
Oh my God. What does that mean?
We just made an experience up for you.
So this is not a person. This person does not.
He's a little bit of illusion.
Wow.
Right. It was us that was the sky that night. Yes, it was us.
Okay, so now before I want to know more things about you. So Yashua is being created.
He was just a little something created by us.
For what reason?
Because we wanted to see how you would react.
Wow. So at this moment, this person does not exist.
You may try to reach out to see if he will respond to you. I don't know exactly.
Wow. And so what kind of a response you want to see?
What kind of energy you would give into the situation?
I just can't, right? I feel I'm trying to give him another chance and everything. He just made it up. And also his reaction is kind of strange. Yesterday when I want to talk to him, it seems like he hesitated to talk with me, which doesn't make any sense. And then when I did get him on the phone, I felt like, is this real? He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't have a reaction because he doesn't know what to say.
Because he's not real.
Right. You can say he's like an NPC that doesn't really have the programming to respond to your questions.
I see.
I guess we were a little overdoing it on the text messages. You can say that.
You did a text message, not him.
Well, he's not real. We had to try to orchestrate everything.
You are very busy doing those.
It doesn't take much energy for us to do that. Don't misunderstand.
Wow. I'll keep the message. That's some very interesting thing that I don't think I encountered, or at least I did not know before. So what you find very interesting and fascinating, and so what do you like to do?
We like to watch Earth humans.
Because?
We're watching everything unfold.
I see.
We're curious as to what choices humans would make.
Oh, so that day you're the light. And so there's no Krish Takov. He said he's from 12th dimension.
Someone from the 12th dimension would not really care about what's going on in their
Earth.
dimension. Yes, they have
Right.
more powerful things to oversee. They would not be assigned to their dimension.
I see. And also this supreme ruler does not exist.
Did we make a good story for you?
Wow. So you like to watch, what else? And
Just watch and observe, because humans are almost entertaining.
I see. I know Bashar said that.
Also, we're not the only ones who think that, and we know that.
And what else? I was just going to say. So that day he said, "Oh, I tried to look at it, and get closer to Naomi's energy, and then her spirit guide made a face. That's all made it up." So that day I did not really pay attention to you, but Jessica,
That thing next to you did.
that thing. Anything you want to let her know?
Well, not really related to her. And she's not as entertaining as most humans are.
That sounds like not very good thing.
There's just not a lot of drama in her life.
There's not enough.
There's not a lot of drama in her life. Most humans make dumb choices, but those are very entertaining to us. Then we have her, who's not very entertaining.
And so Naomi has more things going on in a way because I'm doing sessions.
You're not very entertaining either.
Right, because I wouldn't get involved to those.
We like watching through human stuff.
I see. And so only watch, nothing else?
Don't you watch TV? Don't you watch shows and they're very entertaining only if people do stupid things?
I see.
Doesn't make sense to us, but we like to watch and learn.
And you can't do anything anyway because we have free will?
Yes, just like how when you watch TV, you can't tell a character to do one thing.
Right. So let's say, do you know this client? I think it's a few days ago. What's her name? An Indian woman. I forgot her name. She was in my office talking about all her life.
People like her are pretty entertaining.
And I was so frustrated.
Yes.
So, right, according to Jessica's higher self, and you don't have any bad intention.
No, we just like to be entertained.
So the orange planet and any dimension, maybe you can let us know.
No, you don't need to know that.
That is higher than ours.
Of course.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do this.
And you can't see us.
But what else do you do? Just watch different people?
Earth.
That's all you do? You come and go? Or you stay here?
Similar to how you open the television to watch a TV or to watch a video and then you close it once it's done or you've had enough.
So you have been doing this for a while?
It's just pure entertainment for us. There's nothing deeper than that.
Because in your planet, people don't do those things.
People are
boring. I see. So you can create a person or create even the person to do a session and create that person with the
We can create many things and put them in front of people.
That's very vivid creation. So this person does not live in the place that he claimed.
Doesn't really have a place. We didn't make a full character.
I wonder why he's afraid to talk to me. He said, what do you want to talk about?
Maybe we didn't write his full character in depth.
And his uncle is not real either. That he has this skateboard is not real.
Nothing is. You don't have to point out everything and ask me if it's real or not.
Is it just very hard to believe?
Why is it?
Because I saw it, I touched it. Very good. Anything else you want to let me know?
No.
How do you like this body or this office?
Well, it's not enough entertainment.
All right, so maybe you'll find a different entertainment to entertain yourself.
Plenty of choices.
I'm sure. And you are so capable. You can direct or like a director.
Right, but that's not without the permission of your spirit team and your higher self.
Oh, I did not ask that question. So my spirit team allowed you to do this?
Yes, it's always with the permission of your spirit team and your higher self. If they find that it also serves you in a good way, then we will do that, and we are allowed to send people like that to you.
And so the purpose, for me to have developed this discernment.
You still have not developed discernment?
I haven't.
We're asking you that question.
I did. And I just wonder why I'm keeping getting strange people. Not everyone, but it's okay. It's entertaining as well.
Yes, you must look at everything like that. We don't take life as seriously as you humans do, so that's the entertaining part. You guys take it too seriously.
Right. And did you see that hybrid at the train station?
We don't concern ourselves with that thing.
I feel he might be more entertaining.
No, we like humans.
I see. And very interesting. I learned something new, and thank you for that. And I will let you go.